Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Radio IMWS. Today is the Tuesday, the 2nd of August, and this August it marks the 70th anniversary of the subcontinent gaining independence from British rule and the birth of the modern nation states of India and Pakistan. But also after World War II, in post-war Britain in the 1960s had a booming economy, and it created a great demand for a workforce. And Britain looked to its former colonies, including India, to fill this gap. Today we have a very, very special broadcast indeed about the migration of South Asians from India to Batley. Joining me in the studio are three of Batley's esteemed elders who arrived in the 1960s: Ahmad Mama Gul, OBE, Shabir Mama Kazi, and Ismail Mama Daji. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And jazakallah for joining me today. Everybody okay? Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Chalo, jazakallah for joining me in the studio today. We'll have a very kind of easygoing conversation, inshallah ta'ala, and talking about when you arrived in England and talk about the stories of those times. So we'll take you back to those days, inshallah ta'ala. Ahmad has got his first caller already. So I'll get you to introduce yourselves, inshallah ta'ala, how old you are, and also where you were born in India. So Shabir Mama, you go first.
Shall I speak in English or Gujarati? મારી પેદાઈશ લાજપુર ગામમાં, ઇન્ડિયાના ગુજરાત સ્ટેટ્સમાં સુરત જિલ્લામાં લાજપુર ગામમાં થયેલી 1945 માં.
1945. Allah Akbar.
Just before the independence.
Just before the independence. That makes you how old? 70?
At the time of the independence, I was 2 years old.
72 Tamawa. Allah Akbar. So Ismail?
I was born in India, Alipur, and my birthday is 31st October 1939.
1939.
And India achieved independent. I was about 8 years old.
78.
I'm 78 years old.
78 years old.
Inshallah, subhanallah.
Yeah, Ahmad?
Yes, I born in the Indian Republic Day, actually after the 26th of January 1938.
1938.
So I'm 79 in fact at the moment. And I'm born in Alipur. I'm born in Alipur.
Born in Alipur, mashallah. Yeah. So just talk us through your arrival. India to England.
I came in this country in November 1968, exactly nearly 49 years ago.
49 years ago.
Yeah. And I just came as a fiancé for the marriage purpose. And in fact, I was the last person to come in this country from my village, because soon after I arrived, this fiancé system to call the fiancé from India was stopped for a few years. And it was a Labour government which has stopped that. But unfortunately for me, I came in this country, so they have granted me the stay to remain in this country, because I was already in this country when this new legislation come into the force. That was.
And how did you arrive? Did you come by ship?
I came by air.
Air in the plane.
Yeah, and at that time, I came from Bombay to London.
Right.
There was no flight for the nearest Manchester at that time, so I have to come to the airline was BOAC. At that time, Ahmad Bhai, not
yeah, I know BOAC. Yeah,
British
Overseas Airways.
That's the name of the British Airways was BOAC, and I travel on that aeroplane, and since then I am here.
Did you first settle in London? Did you come straight to Batley?
No, I settled in Batley.
In Batley,
the same place where I spent all my life. 49 years.
So, when did you come?
I came here in 1961. February. I came here because of my father. He sponsored me. He was here before me. He came to here. in 1958. So me and my young brother, we came down same time, and we set up from Bombay, P&O cruise liner called Tucson, and it took us 15 days, and we landed in Tilbury Dock.
Tilbury.
Tilbury, yeah.
Where is Tilbury?
Near first Southampton, and other side London, Tilbury.
Acha.
Yeah, and we come through Aden, Port Said, France, Marseille, Spain, and Gibraltar. We landed in Tilbury.
So you had a very long journey.
Long journey. It was a very pleasant journey, inshallah. And when I came here,
Long voyage.
Long voyage indeed.
yeah, our friend come to pick me up, Mr. He was a founder member of this MWS, Mr. Yusuf Maniat. I came down in his car, well, in his van. He brought us here in Batley.
Yusuf Muhammad from the Leeds.
From Leeds, yeah. He did a lot big contribution to
Very nice
MWS.
person, yeah.
Yeah.
Died 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah.
Our friend, yeah.
He used to draw people in and out
20 years.
to airport, and he brought me here. And coming back, he gave me a lot of advice. What will happen here? What kind of life I will face here, and so and so. He was very interesting. He is not normal with us. So, big dua, Allah Ta'ala gave him a big grand place in Jannat al-Firdaus.
Amin, thumma amin. Ahmad Mama Tabu.
Yeah. When I came in 1963,
1963.
just after finishing my graduation in India,
Mhm.
and actually I was doing my master's there. But I got working vouchers. Working vouchers. So on that vouchers I came in this country. I travel by Alitalia Air. It is called Alitalia DC-10.
Didn't want to be at KQ.
Exactly. And landed in London Airport about 4 o'clock in the morning, I remember. And from there, because I was given £3, 50 pence I spent to buy a cigarette for my friends. and the listener will be interested in knowing that in 50 pence, I got more than 100 cigarettes, nearly 200 cigarettes.
100 cigarettes in 50 pence.
Yeah, more than that. Even more. I think I'm not exactly remember, but it is 200 cigarettes actually, or 100. Yeah. That way. So £202 and 50 pence, but in those days they used to call 10 shillings. So 10 shillings, £2, 10 shillings remain in my pocket. So I have to travel from London to Dewsbury because my father-in-law living in Dewsbury, and I was worried about that. Can I reach in this £2 50 pence or £2 10 shillings? So I asked one of the white men, Englishman there, and he says you can go from Heathrow Airport to Victoria Terminus. There is a called free shuttle services. Is they're taking passengers from Heathrow to Victoria Terminus. I went to Victoria Terminus without paying anything, and from there I walk with a suitcase in the morning. I reach. I travel few stations by underground, but I have not enough money, so I walk through till King Cross stations. 3-4 hours.
You walked 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah. And then from there, I bought the ticket. I put all my money into the ticket windows, and the ticket masters gave me few changes even. So I was surprised that much expense from London to Wakefield. So I went. I came Wakefield, from Wakefield to another small train. I came to Dewsbury, and from there I took a taxi. From it was very near. From there to Aswad Road, Dewsbury is very near. It's a Vulcan Road side. So I have some changes in my hands. I gave it to taxi man. He was a white man, and still he gave me 1 or 2 coins, change. So
you were very surprised.
I finished my journey from London to here in £2 and 50 pence, and still I had 1 or 2 pence in my pocket.
This was my journey.
Allah Akbar. So see, a lot of people, they came to work, in the what kind of work would they actually be coming to do? In the factories and the mills and stuff, like what kind of work would you expect?
Asking me or
as Ahmad Bhai explained, I have also my story is slightly different one. Ahmad Bhai is lucky to be the graduate of the English University of India in Baroda. Unfortunately for us, in other University of Gujarat at that time, soon after the independence, they brought all the changes, all curriculum into the mother tongue in our own language. So I was not able to learn much English at that time. So I just came. Although I have graduation from Gujarat University, I got the degree, but I have a great problem, very difficult problem with my communication at that time. So I joined the college, and I in Dewsbury College, and then I first of all in the early stages I have to contain myself with the work of the textile.
Textiles.
So a few years I work in the textile 2-3 factories, and then plastic firm where I met Muhammad Bhai in 1970, 68, 69, 70, I think. And Ahmad Bhai was senior shop steward was there in the plastic firm called Bugbis.
Limited in Liver City.
Yeah. And then after that Ahmad Bhai continued, and he changed his profession into the School of Motoring business, and I joined the college, and I worked many years as a tutor in the Huddersfield College. Fortunately for me, I passed the DPSI, Diploma in Public Service Interpreting, which is equivalent to the degree level. And fortunately for me, college offered me job, and I worked there. And I also work as a history teacher in Dewsbury College.
You also worked as a history teacher in
the
Dewsbury.
history was my main subject in the BA graduate.
What a nice, what a beautiful.
That's absolutely fascinating, because my degree is in history as well.
Very good, yes. I was a graduate of the world history and political science.
Allah.
Yeah, I came down here and started working. At the time, there was no any opportunities, only accepted to work in textile. So I started 3 weeks after I got a job in called Thomas Burley's commercial.
Thomas Burley.
It's a yarn factory.
And it's shut down now.
Well, it was shut down a long time ago. And I remember at the time they used to employ about 1,200 people. And I remember most of our Indian and Pakistanis, mostly they used to work in there. And I started working there as well. And you'll be surprised that we used to work 8 o'clock in the morning and finish at 6 o'clock at night.
8 o'clock in the morning to 6 at night.
And minimum wage at the time wage was only about £12
for
all that hour. It was about
60, nearly 60 hours.
Nearly 60 hours. 8 in the morning till 6 at night.
So that's £12 for
12 for all week.
For the full week.
Yeah, full week. I think about 50 hours. I don't know.
Something about 50 hours per week.
Yeah,
or more than that.
Yeah.
If you got
and at the time, wage was same. Everybody the same wage, And at the time, minimum working hours were 50 hours. Then gradually, union fought for it, and they bring it down to later on in 70s to 40 hours per week. So and so. But at the time, everybody had to work 50 hours. Some people used to work 7 at night and days.
And 12 hours.
Yeah, it was very, very hard work.
Very hard.
Yeah. And at the time, people in house, we don't know any facilities. So many houses, they don't know any washing facilities, no bathroom, nothing. We have to go to public baths. Some people go to temporary tubs in house if you want to wash. That's only weekend. And there was no any gas fire in house, nothing there. Only weekend we used to burn coal in house.
You used to burn coal inside the house.
Coal inside house. There was no gas fire at the time, nothing there. And all the week you used to suffer in coal, and well, you have no time. You come home, work, and you eat, and you
sleep.
You go to sleep. You go to work in more. And also, you want to know what was the Ramadan at the time.
Yeah, that's something, inshallah, we'll come to later on, what the first Ramzans were like.
Regarding jobs?
Yeah.
When I came in Dewsbury, actually, I stayed 2 weeks, but there was no job here. Then there was one of our friend who got the job in night shift in near Oldham. It is called Show area in Oldham. It was a textile mill. So he says, come with us, and you can get the job. And I got the job. It was a 3-shift systems, 8 hours. And
so the factory would be going on for 24 hours.
24 hours. Eight.
Yeah.
6 till 2, 2 till 10, 10 till 6 in the morning, like that. And I started in a lily mill from textile spinning job, actually. The job, the wage I got after the second week was £5 85 pence in current money, currencies. And in those days they call it £5 17 shillings 6 pence. That was my first wage.
£5.
£5 17 85 pence nowadays in modern times. For 37.5 hours.
For 37.5 hours. That's a normal working.
Yeah, it was
week.
a normal because it's a 8-hour shift, half an hour break. So it's a 37.5 hours. I worked there for 3 months, and then I got the job here in Bergwies, Liversedge. One of my friend who fixed it for me, and I came back in September, I think, in 1963. And I got the job in night shift there. Slightly in a good wage than in textile there in Oldham. About £10 and £10 a week, 10, 11 pound I used to get it in the first few months. This is our working systems.
That was and then at the same time you were also kind of saving money for.
Oh, a lot of things. We have to buy a house. We have to bring up, because I was married before I came in this country.
Right, okay.
And I have one child. My daughter was born when I came. So we have to buy a house. We have to bring the family. We have to save a lot of money. You can't do anything here and there at the time. And if I was remained there, for example, in Lancashire, in Oldham, I couldn't have saved that much money or bring wife. I brought my wife and my daughter after 3 years. From there, probably it could have taken 5 years or more. Because the wage, you can save only £1, £2 a week. I remember I wanted to buy, because I wanted to buy one suit. And I walk around in the shops, and it was £8 suits. The suit's price was £8. I saved £8 for how many, nearly 2 months. And because you cannot save, because you have to send some money, little bit money to India back home as well. So if I save £1 for the suit, it take 8 weeks. 8 weeks is 2 months. That was the days, it was very hard days. And just for the benefit of the listeners, we can tell that how we can spend the money. Or say, for example, if you got £5 or £6 very near the wage, £1 you have to pay for your lodger fees, where you are living in anybody's house.
So kind of rent.
They are charging £1.
£1 for the week.
For the week.
And
50 pence you have to pay for the transport from home to factory. That was cost me, because it was the factory's bus was taking us there. So we have to fix charge them 50 pence. And then you have to spend at least £1 for your food bill. You make your own food still, but you have because the chicken and everything was very cheap, at that time. Cheaper in today's term, but at that time it was 2 shillings of whole chicken and like that. So you have to spend £1 for your food. So how many? If you spend 3 to 4 pound in your just living, and you got very close to the £6, very near to £6. So you can save £1.75 or £2, something like that. This is this is how we started, And sometime the lord, the house owner, sometime they put landlord, they call it. They put conditions that you cannot take bath here. You have to go to the public bath. So
they wouldn't allow you to even take a bath.
Yeah, I had not allowed. I was not allowed to take bath in the house, and it says you have to go to public bath. So if you go to once in a week or twice in a week, then 2 shillings you have to pay for the bath, or 1 shilling for the bath. So that much the expenses, also some kind of expenses you have to pay, and we have to save we have to work very hard to save money, penny even thinking about it. For example, if we used to buy a nylon shirts. So easily you can wash. Just put into the tub or anything like that, and they put some soap fix, and you can just wash it like that. Otherwise you cannot afford. You can't afford it. So it is very little money. You have to live. You have to save. You have to send money at home, and that was then those days are really very. It is one kind of struggle, Sometimes people were thinking that go back home, we can't survive here. That kind of thinking, some people will start thinking like that, I remember Ismail can tell you more about it. The one fellow in Bradford who hanged himself for not getting the job, because they have to pay the debts back home. So that was it was a very hard struggling days. Definitely.
Yeah, what Mr. Ahmad Bhai says true. It was the people in youngsters, if you tell them, they won't believe you.
No.
What kind of life we all went through. It was really very difficult, very hard. Brother Ahmad mentioned nylon shirt. It was cost only £1. Nylon shirt, but £1. It's easy to wash and dry,
It's very easy to wash.
And it don't require any ironing.
No. Just put into any tub with some soap fake flax, and that's it.
That's it done. No ironing.
No. It's a very.
At the time, bottle of milk cost you about 6 pence. At the time, milkman used to come your door. The milk was in a glass bottle. And about 6 pence. 6 pence, I think. That's all.
Fortunately for me, I just came a little late, and I came as a fiancé. So my father-in-law are already settled here.
So
I have no.
He got the house. You don't have to worry about.
I have not that kind of difficulty with my friend Ahmad Bhai and Ismail Bhai. They suffer because they came in. They entered in this country before me. But when I came in 1968. Just in the November I came, and and a few days after my arrival, the Ramzan was fall on December. So it was only one society there, and it was only one mosque there in Bradford Road, and all other places where madrasa was running, and all managed by the Indian Muslim Welfare Society. The president was Mr. Haji Bhai Ibrahim Bhai Patel Sahab, and the Motwali was Maulana Hasan Gora Sahab.
Brilliant. As you guys already know, it is kind of the 60th anniversary of IMWS as well. And inshallah, we'll come on to all of that.
I think we have to follow the question.
I think we'll definitely get onto that. But I think, for now, let's take a quick break, and we will be back after this.
Broadcasting from the Al Hikmah Centre in Batley, West Yorkshire, you're listening to Radio IMWS. Are you running a business from home and need to move into an office, a place where you can confidently meet your clients, or maybe looking to relocate? The Al Hikmah Centre provides office space in a safe, secure and scenic location. With easy access, convenient location, free car parking and free Wi-Fi, hiring an office at the Al Hikmah Centre can allow your business to grow. For more details and special offers, call 01924 500 555 or email info@imws.org.uk. Get physical with great rates at the Al Hikmah Sports Hall in Batley. You can book a weekday daytime slot for just £18 per hour. Call 01924 500 555. Evening or weekend slots for just £38 per hour. And special discounted weekend slots available too. Call 07968 222 886. The Al Hikmah Sports Hall, the perfect place to get back in shape. It is related by Sayyidina Anas radiallahu anhu that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, when a man marries, he has completed half of his religion, so let him fear Allah regarding the remaining half. The Al Hikmah Nikah service launched by the IMWS aims to introduce prospective marriage partners to help fulfill this important aspect of faith. The service is open to unmarried Muslims who are permanent residents of the UK. For more information, visit our website at www.imws.org.uk. Radio IMWS. Broadcasting from the Al Hikmah Centre in Batley, West Yorkshire, you're listening to Radio IMWS.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are now back from the break, and joining me in the studio we have Ahmad Mama Gul, OBE, we have Ismail Mama Daj, and we also have Shabir Mama Qazi, who are here talking about the times of Batley, you know, when they first arrived from India in the 1960s and what life was like for them when they first arrived over here. I think we'll delve straight back into what was life like back in the 1960s when you first arrived. I imagine, I think Shabir Mama, you were saying December it was very cold.
And it was thandi bhi bahut ghani hoti, and it was very cold atmosphere, and soon after that the Ramzan fall on the December. So I just came a few days before the Ramzan, and Ramzan ma, fortunately for me, I got the job in Ekman in the industry, in the textile industry.
There were a lot of people working in the textiles.
And at that time I have to start my fast in the factory, and I have to open my fast as well, because the day was very short. It was at that time I remember about 6 or 7 o'clock, just before we start the time start for the fasting. And then 4:30, it was just about 4 o'clock or 4:15 at that time when we break our fast at that time. So we were in the factory when we start our fast, and we also open
finished there.
As well.
So we'll come on to Ramzan as well, inshallah ta'ala, a little bit later on. But tell me, kind of, India, obviously it's quite warm in India usually, but then England is very cold. What was that like, kind of trying to adjust to the climate? And it's always raining over here. People always complain. I think that much hasn't changed.
I tell you something, Muhammad. At the time, winter was very, very hard. I tell you that it's very, very, snow is very hard. At the time, 60, 63, 64, it was very depth of snow, and you have to struggle to walk. And actually before, in houses, there was no any facilities to keep you warm. And there was no any gas or electric fire at the time, you know. So it was difficult condition. It's true, yeah. And you have to go to work. I remember when I came here in February, and about 4 weeks after, there was a Eid al-Adha, Bakr Eid. And we went down to Batley Town Hall. And it was at the time, Indian, Pakistani, we all used to pray same time. And I remember town hall was not full, but quite so many people were there. And Maulana Hasim Gora, late Hasim Gora, he led the prayer for Eid al-Adha. And at the time, when Salwa came, it was a little bit easier. But when I came, we don't have any timetable facilities for publishing time and nothing. So people find very difficult to when Ramadan comes and goes. Sometimes people used to go to work on the day of Eid because we didn't know when was Eid to celebrate because we go to work and we don't know any information okay, when it's going to take place. So I remember I used to go to work on Eid day because no information.
Because no information at the time.
Yeah. When I came home, then people say, "Oh, it was Eid today," And there weren't any family there. We were all single there, So it was a difficult period. And another thing at the time, can we talk about society?
Yeah, let's talk about
it we used to call Muslim Welfare Society.
Back in
1961. When I came here, it was a Muslim Welfare Society. And I give you one joke. The house is true, and it was sometimes frightening as well. The house we used to live, my uncle's house, at the time he was a chair. It's late Ismail Sandaji. And it was a 2-bedroom house, one attic house. And one day, at that time, bed was, but tell you, not now. It was a spring bed, and underneath you can put your suitcases. And the people had less wardrobe in house, so you have to put suitcase underneath. And one day I saw one board underneath bed. Said, I don't know what was it about. So what this board was, So I asked my another uncle, what's this? So at the time he didn't told me, say, make it square. I get frightened. So a few days after told me, so when people expired, he used to put body on it was bought by the society. It was under his bed. Under his bed. Body to take the people's house. And I don't know where to put body in there to give it bath. It's true here.
Really?
Yeah. We have no any forcing facilities, there weren't any mosques. And
blimey.
But I don't remember people taking. There were, very less mayat at the time. So it's true, And it's called Muslim Welfare Society. And later on, we changed to
Gujarat
Welfare Society.
Gujarat Muslim Welfare.
Yeah. And then when Pakistani Muslim Welfare Society established in Whittaker Street.
In 1970. We changed.
And then we changed to Indian Muslim Welfare Society.
It was exactly in 1970. We changed to Indian Muslim Welfare Society.
1970.
Yeah. And still we are still.
Ismail has explained the thing, the life when they arrive in this country. But Muhammad, the thing is real thing is that at that time we are very young. And the winter was very harsh though here, but we came from the hot country and we didn't feel much, but now after is the 17 and 80, this 60s and 70s years of age, now we can feel more cold and more, difficult. But we were very young. We were only 25 years old at the time.
Not to worry. Nowadays, central heating and everything, good facilities. So it's okay. The time has changed.
And Ahmad Bhai also have to walk to go from place to place, even in the winter, because they were secondary at that time, just soon after came into this country. So,
very nice. I tell you how Brother Ahmad became secretary.
Ahmad
Baba, yeah. At the time, when we bought that place on Bradford Road, it used to be a textile mill, and it was entered in the mosque, and there was only 2 rooms there.
2 small rooms.
2 small rooms. We used to before that we used to have a committee meeting on we have to hire the hall here and there. But I remember in 64 or 3. Meeting will start taking place on there.
64 is my
64 in January. And where Jamaat Khana now used to be loading bay.
Loading bay
Loading bay is down. after we bought it, we put a lot of what they call it. We put a lot of platform and floor, and we make it a Jamaat Khana. At the time, you open the door, you can't go forward. They were like a big lower base.
Oh, is it 3 feet deep?
Yeah. And I remember when we had a meeting, Brother Ahmad was there as well, and we had a lot of discussion. And he would start talking from behind. And another gentleman called Hafiz Nagdi Saab, and he asked me, who is this young man? I say his name is Ahmad Lunat. So when election come, he stood up, and he don't know his name, but he write it down. He said, I put down as a secretary, so Ahmad Lunat name. And that's how on that day he became a secretary of
IMWS.
Yeah, what actually happened, Ismail says very correctly, that it was a AGM in 1964. And I came in Batley in 1963 September, so it was only 3 months. After 3 months, it was a general meeting. My friends all say, so you come to meeting, please, you come, you do come. So I went into meeting, and I raised some questions when they are talking about. So I think they noticed me, the way he's asking some questions. So when the secretary, Fakir Bhai Daji was elected as a chairman.
In that year.
And Yusuf Ali Jina was the vice chair. And when the secretary's name broke down, then this is, so Hafiz, as Ismail said, that Hafiz from Bardoli, I think. He mentioned my name, that this young should be a secretary. And I says, no, I am only 3 months in this country, and how can I do it? And he says, no, so everybody forced me, and I became secretary in 1964. Fakir Bhai was chairman. And you know the history.
What is the arrangement for the timetable and leaflet at the time? You know how you suffer.
No, that's if I am telling you what it is or what it. At that time the member fee was £1.
Oh, for the IMWS.
For the IMWS.
The IMWS was set up in 1957
as a Muslim society, and then it became a Gujarat. The title was Gujarat Muslim Society, and then Indian Muslim. But in my time, it is there. So it was Muslim society. It was a £1 member fee, and we have to collect from Cross Bank to Hope Street. This was our area, Cross Bank, just beyond our cemetery, Batley Cemetery.
All right, yeah.
There were some houses there, and a few people used to live there. Okay. So it was one area. From there
to Hope Street.
Including it's a quite big area. Mount Pleasant, Taylor Street, and Hope Street, and everything, even Soot Hill. So we have to go, or as a secretary, I have to go door to door. Or some member also have to go to door to collect the member fee. And in winter time, as Ismail and Sabir mentioned, it was very hard winters, very, very hard winters. So you have only time weekend, because you work 6 days, 7 days, 7 nights sometimes. So a few hours remain to collect the money for membership. And if you walk from here to Cross Bank, for example, and that you won't find chap in the house, then you have to go another week. So that way it was very, very, very hard to collect. Now, regarding printing the times and other things, as Sabir Bhai mentioned, timetable, or even I don't remember exactly the timetable, but we used to do print, for example, the agendas of the meeting, or sometime leaflet or timetable is right also, and AGM's agendas or something like that. So we used to write. I used to write on a stencil with a very
stencil.
On stencils, and then you can put into the small. It's not machine, but it's a wooden things.
Okay.
All right, and then there is a ink there, and you have to roll with like a brush type of roller, and the one just roll. So one paper was you can print.
Yeah.
So if you have a 70 paper you want to print, 70 times you have to roll.
70 times.
70
if you want
times.
70 papers.
Papers on and at the AGM, for example, if you want to print 200 pages or 150 pages, you have to do.
150 times.
Yeah. So
And there's usually more than one page.
every time, yes. It's very hard.
Very
Luckily, at home we used to take it home and we used to do our own time to print the agenda or anything. My brother Ismail was helping me to do this,
to do the rolling.
the rolling, because you can tired after some rolling and putting in. So that's the way we are conducting the AGM or any other meetings.
And about wedding, wedding certificate. I first one or two, we had two I think certificate books, and first they were brought from India.
Oh, different things.
And
for the wedding certificates, they were brought over from India.
I got married here in 1963. My nikah took place, but I got the wedding certificates, all the time. But it was printed in India. But after that, later on, we got a stamp. It was made in India, so and we brought here, and we made a copy here, and that how we start circulating wedding certificate, marriage register at the time. Yeah.
I think we have, I think in the archives somewhere, I'm sure we've got some of the wedding certificates.
I went down one day, and I think at the time our main office was Bradford Road, and all wedding, all documents was there, and they all transferred from there to Taylor Street. And after Taylor Street was sold out, they all in the cellar. All our late used books is still in there.
It's still in the downstairs.
It's still there. We have to find for it.
I think we've also got, the annual reports as well. We start. I think the first one is in 1963.
First report was published
in 1963. They were all handwritten, weren't they?
Handwritten.
Yeah.
We have, and in Gujarati language. We have
Gujarati, yes.
In 2007, when we celebrate 50 years of the IMWS, we collected from we have collected from the various people's house. Because we have not got all lot. So now we have a report from 1963 till today. It is in one place at the moment. But I think we have to preserve it, and that is, I think we have to talk about it in the committee now.
I tell you some very good
To make it right. Limited or something like that.
If you, Muhammad, I went down with you on that meeting where I came down. On the first report was published 1963, and it was Mr. Majid Mansoor. He's still alive. He lived in London. He was the secretary. Mr. Pandor was secretary. On the first report, President Haji Ibrahim Bhai.
In 1963.
And he mentioned on first report that at the moment we got no any wedding hall, we got no any because of marriage, we don't know any dining table, no dining chair. But if forecast and we pray, inshallah, our community will have a wedding hall, will sit and perform our wedding ceremony food on table and chair. So it is right. Now we got all the facilities what we want today.
Alhamdulillah.
So their hard work at the time, their duas. Inshallah, we are successful. So we should not forget our late, especially Saleh Motala. Sabi Bhai was with him, and I was with him, with him. And at the time, our committee meeting to take place on Bradford Road, Sabi Bhai. And it was very cold condition, Bradford Road. There all areas, only one society.
That was our headquarters.
They were our headquarters. And from Mount Pleasant to Hope Street, everybody, all area rap or come there. And we very we discussed all mosques. And it was only one mosque, every mosque under it, IMWS. So it was a very, very long meeting.
And the secretary and committee member have to work very hard.
Yeah.
Mohammed, that was the days when people were, and these are all we are receiving the fruit of that hard work of our elders. May Allah give them the best reward.
Ameen.
And
Ameen.
those who are living, may Allah give them the long life. And those who are, not with us, may Allah give them the Jannatul Firdaus.
Ameen.
What else?
Is there anything?
Yeah, regarding societies and Eid prayers, and we used to hire the hall. I remember one or two Eid prayer. We hired a Hanover Street Hall and other things, and sometime Batley Town Hall.
So the rooms the halls had to be rented out for you to pray
for
namaz.
Eid namaz,
For Eid namaz.
Eid namaz, and in one or two Eid namaz, I used to deliver 5 minutes lecture before the Imam Sahib get
You used to give the
bayan. Yeah, not bayan, but actually because at that time we used to tell our members that we have to arrange facilities or make some good facilities for children to read Quran and dini talim. And just we have to concentrate. Other thing was the how to do our burial system perfect or good at least. And that was the main burning problems at that time, or the first problem rather, I should say. Actually, I wrote a small book about it, that how we set up the whole things in Batley and how our the Gujarati Samaj or societies become into existence. I wrote a small book about this. Actually, this first the people was thinking about the burials. Any person can die anytime. So what we can do? That was the main questions. So that was the Alhamdulillah. The people who came over here in this country, some people come and become a graduate, some have a university knowledge, some have a high school knowledge. They contributed a lot. Talking with the authorities and other things. So from very beginning, we have to create first facility to burial system, and eventually madrasas and then mosque and other things followed after that. So
I remember, I think this one society and under the one management was continued until 1982. Before we separate, we have given all the areas their independence to form their own madrasas and masjid. But until the 1982, so you work about 15 or 20 years with the one society under the one management. You joined the society in
how it developed. Say for example, we have one madrasa in Bradford Road. When the children were 20, 30 children, for example, then we started another madrasa, for example, in Sutil or in Hope Street, and then later on Mount Pleasant and Taylor Street, and
so they all developed in
or developed according to the need and the thing. And all madrasas were managed by IMWS or our main society. Sometime what happened, that the area can buy the house, they start the madrasa and they join with us, and we manage the whole society, manage whole. After that, they don't have to do anything, just they buy a house. For example, it happened in the case of Hope Street, it happened in the case of Suit Hill, not Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant, what happened? We have one house. It was a private house, and we started madrasa here. My brother Ismail and Adam by Mayat and Maulana, so Bashir Bhai's father, Maulana Ibrahim. They are responsible for but it was illegal madrasa, in fact, without permissions. Yeah, in the authorities' side, it was illegal. So they had a case, and Adam Bhai and Dorat, at that time secretary or vice joint secretary, I don't know, his name was there, Muhammad Dorat, and my brother Ismail, they were took to the court and they were fined £5 each.
Wallah Akbar.
to having madrasa
Having a
upstairs.
madrasa
Yeah,
in the
upstairs.
house.
Yeah.
So eventually what happened then, the Methodist church, when now Medina Masjid is there,
Mhm.
it was on for the sale. And what happened, there was one madrasa was in Taylor Street.
Mhm.
The building or house went into demolition, so there was no madrasa in Taylor Street. So both areas need one
Needed a
madrasa,
madrasa, yes.
a place for to madrasa.
Mm.
And luckily we got. It's a long story about the Methodist Church. We will talk about sometime. But anyway, that the society bought it. So society was running the all madrasas
Mhm.
and eventually mosque, or also they're praying
Masjid as well.
So remember, first of all, the workload of the treasurer. I am telling you that 6 masjid madrasas, member fee, whatever it is, whether it is a small amount or what, but there are member fees
Mhm.
and the children's monies. They're paying two shilling a week or something like whatever it is. So he has to take all accounts with him. So 6 masjid, 6 madrasas on top of the society. How hard work they did it. As a secretary, as a treasurer, people has worked very hard for that. And it's very, very hard job actually. But they did it. Somehow they got the strength. Allah gave strength to them and they did it. But today I can't imagine that you can control the 6 or 7 mosques and kept account with nothing, no help, without, there is no computer, nothing, everything you have to write by hand.
Everything was done by hand.
And then you have to make it. And alhamdulillah, this type of procedure or system, we from very beginning till 1982-83, they carried out. And I remember, I think there are secretaries and especially treasurer. I think there is a one Marhum Yusufbhai Mamaniat from Parval Lane. Parval Lane. I think he did to remain as a treasurer of the society for a very long time.
Yes.
There are a lot of people like this, but just I remember one name, for example. I don't want to say.
And Yusuf bin Mamanit was also the trustee. I think Ismail Mama was saying.
So he was trustees.
Yeah, later on he was trustee, but he was a treasurer for a long time. I'm
For a long time.
Like Salabhai Mohtara and other people, they remained state secretary for a long time. So their contributions we have to
Appreciate.
Alhamdulillah, since 1982, after 1982, Alhamdulillah, we have very good, masjid in Mount Pleasure, in the Hope Street, in the Sooth Hill, Alhamdulillah. But the fortune of this society and place where we are sitting has changed since the introduction of the Batley city challenge, and Ahmad Bhai took the vital pivotal role to
the Batley city challenge.
In the city challenge to buy this place, and fortunately for us, we got this place where we are lot of activities are going on.
IMWS moved over here. I think it's in the 1990.
96.
95-96.
I want to mention something that wherever time you go, Leicester, Blackburn, Preston, there was no any community hall. When people, our friends visit Al Hikmah Center and they appreciate and say we are very, very fortunate that we got a community hall.
No, alhamdulillah.
And no any other town there is no such a thing as community hall. And we are very fortunate. We have such a big mosque building, and it's all community, and all our mosques are affiliated under one umbrella. On that way, we are very, very fortunate.
Other thing I want to mention before anybody says, luckily we have youngsters took the responsibility after us. Especially, I should mention 3 names: Ibrahim Bhai Dokrat, Aziz Daji, and Embassy Bhai Karolia. They took the whole responsibility, and what Al Hikmah is today, it is they have contributed a lot, getting funds and develop and everything. It is actually their hard work. we did our work at that time, but the modern society, the systems and everything they introduce, and they work very hard. So I think we have to give credit to this three people. Although there are a lot of other people, because we have to mention a lot of people's name. But even nowadays, the committee is committed. After that, successfully, chairman came. After Aziz and Ibrahim Badokrat and Muhammad, and then recently Muhammad Mullah and now Said Baidoui. So it's a lot of the contributions given by the peoples. It's not one man job or anyone's job. It's a hard work, and we are very lucky that the people who educated here, they took part, they took interest in the community work, and they know how to deal with the authorities better than us. We have not that much knowledge to deal with the committee authorities or anything like that. So they took opportunity, and they contributed a lot. We did our bit, no doubt about that. We did, and before us also the people have worked. But in those days, anybody contributed, whichever in a positions. But it was at that time that it was very hard to do it. Very simple, I'm telling you. And they did it. They contributed from 1957 onward. I can remember when our first people came in this country in 1953. So 1953 till 1957, there was no society.
There was no society.
There is no committee. There is nothing. Even they don't know what to pray, what time to pray. For example, and you will surprised to know that I came to know from Haji Bhai Patel that they prayed Eid Namaz first, and then Jummah started. So not Jummah. There was no Jummah prayer.
No.
But Eid
Namaz was started.
because Eid came into once in a year or two Eid came into. So they can arrange somehow, but they can't arrange every week.
Every week.
It was difficult for them to do it. And only, for example, 70, 80 people of our community living at that time, or 100 people. So it was very, very difficult for them to arrange Jummah prayer every week. And that was difficult. So when I talk with some the youngsters, they say, how Jummah prayer, Eid started first, Eid prayer, and then Jummah prayer started. But it's a fact of the life. This is what I'm telling you. It's today, I think, going back 60, 70 years, it's a very 60 years. It's very difficult to understand the position of that time. That time, and because you have to just imagine how it was. So anyway, the people were dedicated. The people who are less educated, they used to work and they contributed their £1 or half a pound for the sake of the community is very, very vital in those days. No doubt about that.
No, absolutely. I think it's just the contribution and the effort and the sacrifices that people had to make back in, when they first came. It's just absolutely incredible. It's something that people my age, I think, find it very difficult to understand how much. And it's as a result of all of those things that happen that people like, my age, people who are made, they don't necessarily think about it. They take it for granted.
Muhammad, I'm telling the one small things, but it is how, if you think how it is important. In 1964, when I became a secretary, there were less than 20 children taking educations there, Dini Talim. We had a madrasa before I started. There was a madrasa, no doubt about it. But less than 20 or probably 20 children were there. And there was no heating system at all.
No heating?
Not at all. And the children used to have a bit of coats or anything like that. So first I brought a small heater, 2-bar heaters, and put in the wall.
Put it on the wall.
Put on the wall, and when they plugged in, when I plugged in the children, I have seen the face of the children at that time that for getting some little warm or heat. It was surprise. I can't describe even their emotions and their happiness with having some kind of warmness in the room. But it is actually I have seen it with myself, so I'm telling you. So think of it, and today's madrasas. It's a full facilities, madrasa.
No, it's a very different
Very
situation
different.
that we have.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. It's everything happen in our area by the local people's contributions, their help, their officers' dedications. No doubt about it. We have good madrasa nowadays, very good facilities and everything. But somewhere when you start beginning in the foreign countries, there's definitely everybody has to work hard. Probably our forefathers have done the same thing in South Africa. They have
absolutely. I think Shabir was saying
it's no doubt about it.
So I'll tell you what, we'll take a quick break over here, and we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit more about the kind of the madrasas. We'll talk a bit about Ramadan as well. We'll go back and visit that subject a little bit, and then we'll talk about the first masjid that was built in Batley, I think.
Built?
The first masjid that came about in Batley on Bradford Road. Inshallah, we'll come into. So we'll be back shortly after this.
Broadcasting from the Al Hikmah Centre in Batley, West Yorkshire, you're listening to Radio IMWS. Are you running a business from home and need to move into an office, a place where you can confidently meet your clients, or maybe looking to relocate? The Al Hikmah Centre provides office space in a safe, secure and scenic location. With easy access, convenient location, free car parking and free Wi-Fi, hiring an office at the Al Hikmah Centre can allow your business to grow. For more details and special offers, call 01924 500 555 or email info@imws.org.uk. Get physical with great rates at the Al Hikmah Sports Hall in Batley. You can book a weekday daytime slot for just £18 per hour. Call 01924 500 555. Evening or weekend slots for just £38 per hour. And special discounted weekend slots available too. Call 07968 222 886. The Al Hikmah Sports Hall, the perfect place to get back in shape. It is related by Sayyidina Anas radiallahu anhu that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, when a man marries, he has completed half of his religion, so let him fear Allah regarding the remaining half. The Al Hikmah Nikah service launched by the IMWS aims to introduce prospective marriage partners to help fulfill this important aspect of faith. The service is open to unmarried Muslims who are permanent residents of the UK. For more information, visit our website at www.imws.org.uk. Radio IMWS.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We are back again. We have in the studio with us Ahmad Mama Gul, OBE. We have Ismail Mama Daji and Shabir Mama Kazi, who are here talking with me about the life and times, if you like, of their lives, really. Okay, in the 1960s, when they first came over here to England, the hardships that they faced, the conditions that they were. And now I think we'll talk a little bit about, I think, Ahmad Mama, just before the break, he said that you established Eid Namaz before you established Jummah Namaz.
Not me, no. That was even I came before I came.
Before even you came.
I have heard from the person who came earlier than me. That is, and Ibrahim Lubna Patel was the pioneer in this.
He's a trustee. Imam Bhai.
Ibrahim Lubna.
Yeah, IMWS Trust.
Even today,
Trust.
yeah.
Even today.
When I came, it was established. The Jummah Masjid was nearly completed, and the all our headquarter was shifted over there in the Bradford. And at that time, Maulana Hasim Gora was Mutawalli and Muhtamim of the whole societies. And I remember that it was my first Eid at that time in Ramzan, when
you arrived in December.
when I came in 1968. Mali Hasim Gora has the full control, and Muhammad is surprisingly the whole country was nearly our Muslim community was following the Batley. Everywhere the phone is hundreds of phone coming, that whether it's Ramzan today or Eid today, and Maulana Gora's decision is the final. And that was the time in 1968 where everybody was following the instruction of Maulana Hasim Gora.
And he was he the Imam as well? He would lead them.
He was the main in the committee.
Commitment.
Yeah,
okay.
Muhtamim and Mutwalli. He was not working on. He was not employed by.
But still,
I can highlight more on that.
yeah, I think it was the Batley, because the first timetable made by Maulana Hasim Gora Sahib.
He made the first timetable.
Yeah, definitely.
And what year was that? Can you remember?
Oh, since even before I came,
Okay.
they started Johars and Asars and Maghrib and everything. They started, and the another town, for example, Blackburn, Bolton, Leicester's, they used to ask us, Batley people, about timing, about everything. So we were dominant at that time in early days. Batley was the dominant, honestly.
Batley was setting the example.
Yeah, setting the example. And even Maulana's timetable was still today were very accurate in modern with modern technology. If you compare, it's really still it's a very, very authentic type of time setting. What Maulana has done it. So the people are asking Batley for everything more or less, and Maulana got. Now, other thing also, the Maulana was not employed by IMWS. He was a committee member, and he used to lead the Jummah prayer.
He used to Maulana Hashim.
Sometime, and I definitely, even in my time, after 10 years of coming over in this country, Maulana was the leading Eid prayer most of the time. So they today in today's time, I think that the services they render, it's difficult to understand how their service is valuable to community. So that was the days, Secondly, now we have a very good example of running the area together. I think you won't find elsewhere in our Muslim community, Gujarati Muslim community. The 6-7 mosques, 6-7 madrasas run by under the one authority, under the one umbrella. You won't find it. Even today's our setting, IMW setting, the 6 or 7 areas together under and joining as an umbrella. You won't find any setup, this type of setting up in another town. So as far as unity is concerned, and we have to work on it, that our unity should remain intact like this.
Absolutely.
And because if we have a unity, we will do a lot of work. If we are fragmented, divided, it has no value in anywhere else. When we are united, then we can do a lot of work jointly. Today, as a one society, for example, take example of the charity works. Our money is going all around the world, but it's all 6 or 7 madrasas helping us, and that is why IMWS is doing a bigger, work like that. This, so it's importance. We have to understand our importance. That when the all madrasas or mosque under one umbrella, we can do bigger job work. While we are fragmented or we are doing something, then we have to do on a small scale. But we are doing a big scales. At the moment, we have done a lot of good works. So people have to understand the importance of the unity, and we have to work for it. There are sometimes it happen. The people like it to divide it. People think that we can make more progress in a small way or separately, and this. Yeah, certain thing you can do separately, but certain thing you have to do jointly. For example, for IMWS or one society cannot run the 6 or 7 madrasa nowadays when the children's population is so big. Even in Mount Pleasant, probably, I don't know, 600-700 children are taking education, or what Mount Pleasant, Warwick Road. I don't know how many children are taking out. So it's difficult to manage the whole Batley in under one organization. So that is very good that area took the challenge, and they are doing it.
And the area representatives are kind of
and the area
represent
area committee
area committees.
They are, because for example, if you want a new mosque nowadays, you need probably £1 million. So they can concentrate there because they can concentrate for that own area. And we have alhamdulillah, we have beautiful buildings in our town at the moment. But it's the area can contribute. But on one organization cannot build a mosque like Soot Hill Mosque or Mount Pleasant Mosque or Hope Street Mosque or Warwick Road Mosque, Taylor Street Mosque. So beautiful. Under one management you cannot do. So separate management is a good for our area. But same time, when the socials and other political, socio, everything concerned, we need area representative. We need one unity, one, and then we have a strength. We can represent the whole community from the one place, and you can give a good our impression to the wider community, wider field. So we have to understand our importance as a one community, as a one unit, and hopefully people are understanding. They are contributing even today. It's the
absolutely. I think you are completely right over there, and it's because of that kind of, how people were working together back.
Only one thing is
came about in the first place.
I can tell after the 50 years of the public life, I can tell that the new generations, the youngsters, they should take part. They should participate in the community works. Then, because we have a tremendous abilities in our youth, well-educated people, financially also they are well established nowadays. So we need a little time for the community work. We need from them that they should contribute for the community work, for the joint. Because the thing is, now we can see that the Muslim Ummah or Muslim community around the world, we are facing problems. So we cannot escape from that problem, the national or international problem. We can't. We have to face some kind of things like that. So if we remain joined, one unit, youngster can contribute, because youngster can talk better than our generations. No doubt about that. We have to accept it and we have to believe it in. And that kind of language is that kind of approach we need. And we have youngsters are well qualified. Our youngsters are well qualified.
I think Shabir
rightly says, the unity is our strength. In the past, as Ahmad Bhai said, 99%, nearly 100% people are with the society. Whenever we appeal, whenever we, ask the people to do the thing, to contribute, and to come and forward. They give a tremendous report. Today also, as Ahmad Bhai said, our new generation has a more capability. They got good education, they got good degrees. But the situation is that we are living in 2017. We settle here now. Our children grown up, and this society, look for themselves. I have to buy my house. I have to leave my wife, but I think we are a little bit lacking to do the community work. What my responsibility to my society? I have responsibility to my mosque. If that type of the things come, which is Ahmad Bhai want to say, but he didn't, specify was that. We must, youngster must come and help in this field and to develop this kind of work which was created by our elders. Is that it?
Yes, true. Muhammad, we're surprised to know that our president at the time, Ibrahim Bhai Haji Lubna, he went down to London and he tried and he got our society register for wedding registration as well.
Really?
Yeah. We had a permission. We don't go to a registration office. We can do over here. But only problem was that we have to bring, at the time, we were not, what do you call it, that we have to bring boys and girls here after Nikah. So people didn't agree. But it's still, at the time, we the decision for marriage. We don't have to go. But societies work very advanced at that time.
Yeah, it was in those days we got the permissions to perform the wedding and issue the certificate, the government certificate with our society. It was, but the thing is, the people don't understand, when we take our bride and bridegrooms to the registrar office, why we cannot bring it here? It is the same thing. Same thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, but in those days, the society tried and they succeed, getting registered. But it is a past history now. Yeah. We have a lot of other things to do nowadays in modern times. The problems are different. We are facing a very different kind of problem in modern times, nationally and internationally. So we have to the members should have to think about what kind of. Sometimes the people don't think that we have everything rosy, but if you go deeper and deeper, it's not rosy. The picture is not rosy for the Muslim Ummah. It's not. There's a lot of things around the world is happening about the Muslims community, and Britain cannot escape from this.
No, absolutely, you're correct. The challenges are very kind of different now to what they used to be. Let me just take you back a little bit to the kind of the challenges that you faced when you first established the first masjid in Batley. What was that like back in 1962? I think you were saying.
Yeah, I think it was
came about.
Probably the process was in 1960 when I was not here. In 1960, so 61 Ismail came. The first mosque was bought, the building at the moment, it is mosque now on Bradford Road, yes. 206 Bradford Road. I came to know from the various sources, this is the fourth mosque in the whole of Britain.
The fourth masjid in the whole of England, Britain, sorry.
In Britain. This is what I came to know, because it's now over 65, 60 year old, isn't it? So, yes, they bought a small warehouse type of thing, you can see now. At that time when they bought it, when I came in 1963, it was a tree. The Jamaat Khana, now Jamaat Khana, it was a 3 feet deep.
3
So
feet deep.
Yeah. So you
So
cannot.
where-
Yeah.
So you're walking
from
down
the,
into the Jamaat
no,
Khana.
we can't.
yeah, you can't walk it. You can't. No, you can't walk it. It is just the the door.
Mhm.
At the moment, the wuzu khana is there. Just you can go there and you can just look. Nothing else. You can't do it.
So it was a lot smaller than it is right now.
Yeah.
No, it's not smaller. It was a totally deep. There is no floor.
No
There is
floor. Yeah.
without floor.
Right there.
So there's just a drop.
So our society built up put the new floor.
Right. Okay.
And the left hand side the wall, there was no wall, but there was a very 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 broken type of wall, which I think it was a wooden wall or something like that.
Mhm.
So you can people can, even the dog can come and dog can go very easily. It was so broken, broken.
Mhm.
So society built a new wall, and it's I think it's nearly 10-inch or something like this. A good wall, very strong. They built, no doubt about it. So it was happening in front of my eyes, honestly. But when I came, the building was already there. The elders from before
Namaz
me,
already started.
No.
No.
There was no namaz. There you cannot walk even there. In the Jamaat Khana, it was not like there is no floor.
When is the renovation was completed?
In same period, 60
64,
after 61, they started.
I remember in 66, we had a big public istima there.
67 or
67
or something like that.
Yeah. We had all over the England people come there.
Mhm.
And it was a big public istima that took place.
In 1960.
But one thing,
67.
even without asking, I'm telling you that, the Jamiyat Ulama Britain, it was established there in 1967
In Batley.
In Batley.
in the same place, same mosque,
Yeah.
Same
mosque.
masjid.
And I was the witness, because I was the only non-alim was there. And you know how I was there? Because I had to serve them, to give them tea and coffee and everything. Because that is why I was there, not in any capacity. I have no right to. But for the just to understand the new generations, that the ulama, when we are trying to set up the one organization body, they have brought so many names, different kinds of names. The Union of the Muslim Scholars and all this. There's a few names, and then they select the Jamiyat Ulama UK.
Mhm.
So Batley has very historical thing, that the Jamaat, the national Jamaat nowadays, was established in our place.
Where Jummah Masjid is right now.
Jummah Masjid, yes.
One of the oldest masjids in all of the UK.
Especially Yorkshire, definitely.
Mhm.
In Yorkshire, there was definitely the first mosque, no doubt about that. Because I have heard from the people who came before me that they have a very good link in the beginning with the Bradford even. But when I came and I became a secretary, the Seville Town was with us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had some 1 or 2 executive meeting in Seville Town.
Yeah.
I attended, actually. After that, they bought Seville Grove house, and they started building a madrasa there.
You still join meeting.
Or
Committee
mosque,
A joint committee
But
meeting.
we have a
Yeah,
joint.
yeah, people.
Even when we bought 206 Bradford Road, I think there is a one from the Bharuch district member was a trustee name or something like that. I don't know, because I have someone was there. So it's when the population increase, we have to increase our facilities.
So first Imam of Bradford.
First Imam. Malala Abdul Bardoli.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
They used to get £2 a week.
When was the first kind of namaz started over there then?
Same period, I think 64, 65 after
64,
that.
65.
Definitely.
And I'm assuming, and then probably Jummah namaz.
Oh yeah, same time.
Same
After
time.
that, I
No,
said.
it was declared Jummah Masjid at the time.
Yeah.
And when I came, Jummah was already started. 5 times namaz was started. But still
Alhamdulillah.
people was calling, where are you going? I'm going to the hall.
Yeah.
Bradford
And
Hall.
I witnessed, because it was the hall we used to call hall, Bradford Road hall.
I
And
surprised.
then everybody ulamas think that we should keep a niyat for the mosque,
A masjid.
a masjid niyat.
Yes.
And I was there. Probably Ismail was there, and the ulama walk, and they says up to this.
5 steps.
Yeah.
They made the niyat.
They made
for
the
the
niyat.
namaz.
So now the certain parts is the mosque, real mosque.
5 steps.
5-7. So they walk and they decided from this part is a mosque, this part is not mosque. So in the Bradford Road, if you go and go in the whole main hall, you will see probably they might have put sign or something.
They put the dua of the
Yeah.
the masjid.
So from there the real
First
They
5
made the
steps.
niyat
Yeah.
of the namaz.
I was
Sari Mosque.
Sarai Mosque. They call it Sarai Mosque at that time.
They call it what, sorry?
Sarai
Sarai
Mosque.
mosque.
Right,
It's
okay.
Official mosque.
Yeah, because the first part of the masjid
So
is
first-
the masjid bit.
first-
No,
Five
not
parts.
first part.
First 5 steps.
From Qibla, from that,
5 or
from
7
Qibla till
steps.
5.
5 steps. Right?
From Qibla to 5 Jamaat.
5 steps.
5-6 items.
That
of
was
that.
proper
Yeah.
masjid.
That was the proper masjid.
But the ulama says and Mufti says, you know, you pray anywhere in the masjid, you get the same
Yeah.
reward.
Sawab, that's
But
right,
the
reward.
official masjid is that.
Mm.
5 steps.
The first 5 steps.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Very good
What
discussion.
else? What else, Muhammad?
Let's move on to the madrasas a little bit, because first I think there's something that you said that the first madrasas were in the houses, and I'm pretty sure my own grandfather Hafiz Ahmad Baba, you used to teach in, I think, one of his,
Yeah, but Maulana Nausarka Sahib had started the first
yeah,
madrasa
yeah.
before I came. So what I say, I think better we have to clarify with the other people. But as far as our knowledge is concerned, Maulana Nausarka has started
in his house.
In his house.
It started in his house.
In his house, yeah.
Mm.
And then goes on, you know. Then another Maulana has probably started, and this thing. But actually, when I came and I become a secretary, there were madrasa there. There was 20 or children were taking education.
Education,
Yeah, yeah. And
Very good.
two ustad were there.
Mm.
And I remember we used to pay £1 a week to
go attend the madrasa.
salary.
Salary to the Maulana.
Madrasa ustad.
Ustad.
£1. And if he's a alim, then after 6-7 months or a year, we increased from £1 to £2.
Mm.
But the Hafiz still will get £1.
Mm.
The alim was getting £2
Mm.
in the first 65 something.
The first Imam there was the late Qari Abdul Hai from Baradali. He used to live in London at the time. Then I think Subali Jinnah or somebody brought it from there. And Abu Saud used to live in mosque.
Used to live inside the
Inside
masjid.
the mosque. He used to sleep in there.
Right.
And he was Imam. Then he left. And then Maulana Suleiman
Patel.
Patel.
He was definitely
He was Imam for a long time.
Yeah.
Ustad as well.
Maulana Sulaiman Patel
Patel.
is a father-in-law of Samad Pandor.
Samad Pandor, yeah.
Maulana Abdul Samad Pandor. Abdul Samad Pandor is a father of Councillor Sabir Pandor.
His Nana. His Nana.
So his Nana was this. He's the Imam. There. I have seen
It's a
him.
long time.
He
It's a
came
long time.
from reunion.
Yeah,
I have seen it. So it's all memories are there, and still we can talk on and on about the past. If you there is we can talk on little bit all sections of our activities. You know.
Oh, this is a lot more. I mean, in the hour there also that we've had, we certainly can't go through absolutely everything. This is far too much. This is far too much. I
Hard
think.
too much to tell in a little time.
In the little time that we do
But,
have, absolutely.
Still, yeah.
I'll posit kind of let's say another question, which is how do you think life has changed for you in Batley, or in general in how has life changed in Batley from the first kind of the masjids that were built, you know, the kind of from the derelict warehouse that it was to
It
the
says,
kind of I think it was 7-8 masjids and
yeah.
or the madrasas that accompany them. I think life has changed quite a bit, hasn't it, from those times?
If you can talk about the general life, the people's life, and the life of the individual, there is two things we can tell.
Mm.
So definitely it's thousands time changes. I think I should take, because in those days we used to wash our own clothes. We have to cook ourselves. We live without family, no heating in the bedrooms, and all these kind of things. Working 12 hours a day, 6 nights, sometimes 6 nights, sometimes 7 nights, sometimes 7 days, seven nights. So it's a work, nothing else. No social life, only that. Then it is nowadays is a complete the social life there. We have you see this the social life, for example, in those days, they, for example, when Ismail got married or any other people, it might have cost them 2 to 3, they can cook 2 to 3 chickens and done, job done. But now we have a wedding of what like there is very 30,000 40,000 pound worth of wedding nowadays. The whole wedding now it's a complete different world than what we came or our earlier settler came. It's a totally different life. We have some kind of hostel type of life. Living all in one building or one house.
You would all live in one house.
One house, sometimes 6, 7, 10, 12 people living, or even one bed they use according to shift. The person who is working in a day shift, then the person who is working in a night shift used to live they sleep on the same bed.
Mhm.
And on one bed they can use so bed have no rest. 24 hours is busy with somebody to work.
The bed has no rest.
So bed has no rest. So that kind of situation, and now we have beautiful houses,
Alhamdulillah.
good job, businesses. In those days we can't imagine this type of life. We have, nowadays our life is totally like a proper Western life. People having holidays every year, 1 holiday, 2 holidays, 3 holidays, 4 holidays.
You would never have taken a holiday back in.
No chance. There is no holiday. I remember, and I wrote in my book also, I took the first holiday, like proper holiday, in Ireland, 1 week holiday.
In Ireland?
In Ireland, 1965, 64, 65. It was, and everybody asking, where are you going? Where are you going? I says, I was with, Ibrahim Bhai Akudi, the father of Mufti Zakaria Sahib. We used to live together, and I says, Ibrahim, we are going to all. He said, where? I said, let's go to another country. I said, oh my God. Everybody says, no, you can't go. I said, no, you want to go? I want to go. And so Ibrahim says, okay, we will go. So we went there one week actually in August. So I consider, because I consider it was the first holiday of the Batley town.
First holiday of Batley.
Definitely, because nobody has gone before that. I not remember anybody gone for specially purpose holiday, So it happened anyway. But nowadays the people have good life, different, it's changed. And I think it is for that reason we came in this country, to have a good life for our children and our children's generation to. This is why we came over in this country, and we achieved, in fact, because what our aim was that financially and everything, we want a good life, and we are having good life here at the moment. Alhamdulillah. So this is what the the first settler or earlier generation has worked for it, and some people have not seen now our today's life. They are in Kabristan, but they actually did for their generations and their coming generation. They work for it.
Rightly, Ahmad Bhai says, fortunately we work very hard over there. But now, as we came here for the better life, and our children got good education, and they are all in the various high posts, and they all here well settled and very good, which is the hard work of our elder and community. And it is.
It's true. Yeah. At that time, I still remember Warwick Road, and there was a single car, motor car, owned by our people at the time.
Not one car.
No. You were late after 70s, I think.
Yeah, I think 1960, when I came, 64, first car was bought by Yusufbhai Mamanian.
Yeah.
It was a small car, Hillman Imp.
MB.
Yeah, it was a very small, like a mini type of car. I've seen it. And he was good, my friend. So he bought his car for 400 pounds, brand new car. I
Brand new,
remember,
400 pounds.
400 pounds. Even I bought in 1972, brand new car at 800 pounds. Escort for
Oh,
Escort.
Ford Escort. I think that's
Yes.
the car's gone down in
Yeah, in a
legendary
right.
car motoring
That
history,
I
that one.
paid 810 pound, brand new car, without carpet though.
For the school of motoring.
Yeah, for the school of motoring, and there is no carpet in the car. There was a rubber mat, but for 810 pound, I remember it was a yellow car, and I run it for the 4 years. That so it's a change, and as far as the job and the income are concerned, the driving lesson was £1, and all these things is changed completely nowadays. Modern time. So it's good. People work hard and be rewarded.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think that's the bottom line of it,
Rewarded
isn't it?
in
You work
a
hard
lot
and
of ways.
things
lot
will
of
fall
ways.
in place.
Yeah.
And Shabir Mama, is there any last comments you'd like to make before we finish up over here?
I hope that our progress in the various way of the life will continue. We prosper in every field, and all our youngsters will achieve the higher post and higher position. That was our dua to this community.
And same as friend Amal Bhai said, I request all our youngsters, they are very qualified people, the lawyers, everything in all field of working for themselves. I request them to do some work for our community. We need your support, your guidance, and your ability. Inshallah, we know you can do lot for Alhamdulillah and whatever community you live. I request them to support and look after our youngster, future generation. It's very important. They can carry forward our work in future, inshallah.
Just one message. In future or even today's, we are facing a lot of challenges. Unity is the most important thing in the community. We must have unity. With unity, we can do everything. But if we have disunity in the community, then probably nothing will fall apart. So unity is my request. This is the first thing, we have a good unity.
I'm afraid.
Jazakallah.
No problem at all, Shabir. Jazakallah. I'm afraid now we're going to have to leave it.
Thanks very much.
Leave it over here. Jazakallah for joining me in the studio. It's been an absolute pleasure for me to be able to sit here and interview and listen to all the stories that you've been able to tell me. I mean, it's many things that as young as I am, it's very difficult for me to understand what it is that you guys went through, the sacrifices that have to be made, so then people like me can take for granted what it is we take for granted. We can walk straight into Medina Masjid, into Henry Street Masjid, and not have to worry about everything that we're in a very fortunate position as a result of that.
Unfortunately, we have not any person at the moment, or there are some people are staying around, that the first settler before 60s, we need their view, no doubt about that. It's a very interesting. If we can hear from their own mouth, it will be very, very interesting, because we are not telling that we are the first people. We are not, in fact. So the people who are first, there's a different story.
Jazakumullah for joining us. Everyone listening as well, Jazakallah for joining us, and inshallah we'll be back with some more interviews.
Oh yeah, definitely.
In the very near future.
Yeah, definitely.
My thanks to everyone that has joined me today, Ahmad Mama, Isma Mama, and Shabir Mama. Jazakallah for joining me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Broadcasting from the Al Hikmah Center in Batley, West